Hey Shane, this is Trent. Just wanted to show a brief demo of how RedList might work at USU, and I created a couple of assets in our quick view table that just is probably a little more meaningful than just the basic demo that I showed to you. Let me sign into RedList just with the demo account, and again, and for quick review. On these left-hand navigation icons, this is where you set up basically all your company information. On the admin section, you add assets. This would be pumps or pieces of equipment, both fixed assets or mobile assets. Even your assets could be living things like we talked about, even doing trees or plots of sod or turf. You could add asset sections, which is meaningful to you because that asset section could be a section of like a plot of ground. Asset components, this would be like if you have a truck, it has an engine. The asset component could be the engine or the wheels or anything that's associated with that asset. You add your people and users. This would be the people on your team that would have access to RedList. You could add locations. This would be if you have other campuses, or even you wanted to divide your campus into like north and south. You could do that. You could even add vendors, so your fertilizer providers, and you could actually trigger email notifications based on reorder points. We also have the QR code generator, as we mentioned before. So we basically can add QR codes to either assets or locations. So once you have a QR code for your assets, we recommend printing this on vinyl with an industrial printer, and it doesn't fade or weather, and you can adhere this to pieces of equipment. You can then scan those with just a phone or a tablet, and it'll bring up the maintenance schedules or the completion schedules, inspection schedules, whatever, for these particular pieces of equipment. So anyway, that's where the admin section is. We do have some rudimentary time tracking capabilities. We have the forms capability. This is a lot of people right now are doing paper forms. We could digitize that whole process for you. And then we have the reliability suite, which is, again, pretty much everything that's in your that you want to maintain. If there's a regular cadence to either changing oil or cleaning filters or a startup process, you can actually put this in the reliability suite. We have a production suite that's probably not as meaningful to you, but and then we have the quick links. So what I did is I added some quick view. I just grabbed USU South Campus, and I'm in the builder mode right now, where you can add points of assets on your map. So I can add these nodes of any place. Like say I have a sprinkler box in these locations, you can add those to those locations, and then you associate those by linking those to your assets that you've loaded from the admin table I already shown you. But I've got a couple of assets loaded in there just for demonstration purposes. So if I go into the live view, you can see that if it's an alert, that means that the PM, the preventative maintenance, is overdue and it's blinking red. So let's say I pull up this overdue item. It shows I have an irrigation pump, a 15 horsepower irrigation pump, and you can actually view that map. And it should I've actually loaded in the builder view. I have like little points of maintenance that are on this map. Maybe you have a grease zerk or a filter screen or something like that, but I have not tied those to anything just yet. But that's essentially how this would work. Once you have the pump loaded in there, you could actually build that maintenance points on that pump. That image is a little bit skewed, but normally that doesn't behave that way. So anyway, just thought I'd kind of mention how this might work, and I think what we've talked about is on this quick view is to right now this is a reactionary, meaning this is just a field, an bird's eye view of what is past its preventative maintenance, but this preventative maintenance is loaded into a reliability engine, and it's just a display. I think what we had talked about is perhaps being able to walk your campus and add a point of maintenance. And so the map would be a place where you not only display points of maintenance, but you're able to ingest points of maintenance into the software. And that's something that I think we could build out for you. That may take a few months to build out, but if you could come on as a customer initially with the reactive mode, or then I've got a soft commitment, and I can make that a hard commitment from the management to build that out as a feature that we can add for you. So anyway, thought I'd let you know kind of what we're thinking along that lines, and then also from the forms perspective, this is a really great template. This is one of our more powerful tools. If I go to create forms, and let me just go to, we have this hydraulic inspection. This is where you add logic to your, you add questions. So for instance, if I edit any one of these, let me edit this. This is basically, is the system temp within range, yes or no? It's got to add a green or a red, or you could actually say, well, this is a selection button type. Let's say that I wanted to add yet another feature to this. Let me see. Whoops. No. And make that red. I could put needs service and make that orange. And you can actually create like a work order. So this is question 1. So for instance, if I said if when question 1 is has needs service, then create a new work order, require a work order description, and you can actually put in here temp to high, need to look at hydraulic cooler system. Okay, and you can make that, if you put 0, it's due today. If this is something that can wait for maybe a week, then you can put that as 7 days out. This will pop into a queue, to be done queue, and then you can even put the person that's directly responsible. So maybe I'm the direct responsible individual. You could tick this box, which allows them to select somebody else. If there's a lead, then you can select that as well, and even a rank in terms of like, is this on the red list? Is it an alert or a caution? So anyway, once that's done, and I save that, let's see. Well, I don't want to have to go and find all the titles that I'm missing, so I'm just going to cancel that. But if I go to the forms menu and I go to submit forms and I go to this hydraulic inspection, you can see that this is how our form is built. This is the very question. I added something. It wouldn't let me add it just because I wasn't able to find the little brief arrows getting there. But is the temp within acceptable range? Yes or no? And record the temperature, 120 degrees, pass or fail. If you fail something, you can actually require a work order. You could give visual cues as to what constitutes an abrasion hose or a cracked hose. So you can actually require a signature and sign and submit. So one of the fields hasn't been marked. Work order description is required. Filter is crushed. Please replace. So anyway, so once I submit that, the cool part about this forms menu is, if I wanted to, I could go look at the forms menu and look at entries that have been submitted for the past. Let's say I wanted to pull up entries for the past year for that hydraulic inspection. So I could pull those up and see every submittal and the pass fails for the past year for that particular inspection form. So the forms tool is very, very powerful, and we can actually make that available to, inspecting a pump or inspecting a piece of equipment, even inspecting a plot of like a tree or some of your living assets as well. So anyway, thought I'd make mention of that, but hopefully this is a meaningful video that you could use this as a mechanism to share with your management if they'd like to take a deeper look at our software and what it's capable of. So but just know that we do have a commitment again from our management to develop that feature, especially if there's good faith in the fact that you guys come aboard with us on the feature set we have now. Then I think we can write it into the contract to have that deliverable within 6 months. So anyway, thanks, Shane, and look forward to talking to you later. Bye.